12:30 MT, and appreciate you coming out tonight. We have invited Dave Roever over here, and it's taken quite a while and a lot of effort to get it here, and he's heading back to Kuwait and back to the States tomorrow already. But if you've ever heard his story before, you will not, you wouldn't cease to be amazed by what God is using in his life, and also how there can be a resiliency that most of us would never dream of. And he's got a story to tell. I'm going to let him tell it to you tonight. Just want to let you know that he's no rookie at this. In the course of conversations over the last couple of days, he's telling us over the last 30 years he's spoken to over 7 million kids. Calls himself an educator, but just talking to kids. He has been to every four-star general and below, just about, in military for the last 8 years. This is his, out of the last 8 years of this conflict, this is his 7th time in Iraq. And I first listened to him here in Balad in 2003, another DFAC that's now closed, but he came, and I was telling him this morning as he spoke to the chaplains that I don't remember a lot of what he said. I know I enjoyed it, but I do remember he told a story that he'd just come from BIOP from the hospital down in Baghdad, and he held a young GI as he died of burns. As you probably already realize, Dave was burned over 40+% of his body. He'll tell you all that, but pretty powerful witness, and he's going to tell you also about an event when he saw an young Iraqi kid who was burned very severely and in our hospital now. And so it's an amazing story. We're glad you came out. There are some refreshments over in the annex after we get done. We'd like you to, everybody who wants to talk to him, please do so. He is more than willing to stay as long as it takes, but I again thank you for coming out. His subject is resiliency, but that's just a fancy word for bouncing back from life's tragedies. And he knows how to do it and encourage other people to do it as well. So without further ado, Dave Roever.
Good evening. Good evening. I am thrilled to be here. You guys have no idea how much it means to me to be able to come over here and look you in the eyeball and tell you how much we love you and appreciate you. And I speak for hundreds of thousands of people that are personal in our organization that we contact throughout the year that wish they could stand here and look you and I do what I'm doing. So I always promise them that I'll do that for them. And on behalf of the constituents that make our corporation its success, thank you on their behalf. Boy, is it important I say that too. You're looking me over, I'm looking you over. You're wondering what happened to me, and I was wondering how you were doing. I tell kids in schools, you know, I go in, they really check me out because, you know, they're all about physical looks now. I have scars and you have pimples. They don't like that. Happily married, I'm a happy man. I don't know how else to say it, just I'm happy. If life is measured through, if success in life is measured through happiness, I'm the richest man you ever met in your life. I do not have a day that I can look back on and say I regret. Now, doesn't mean I like what happened that day. And how can I say, glad? No, I'm going to say I'm glad I was injured in Vietnam. I accept it, and I see its purpose now like I never could have then, because these old scars they represent a lot of pain, and everybody's got scars. Mine are just on the outside where everybody can see them. Some of you have scars on the inside. Nobody sees until they push the wrong button in your life. They say the wrong person's name in your life, and all of a sudden you fly off the handle. People say, what's his problem? That is a scar. And it's there, and it's there for the world to see when it's exposed under certain conditions. Everybody gets hurt. That's not the question in life. Here's the big question of life. When you get hurt, how are you going to deal with it? The response to that question will determine your success in life. So if you can go through whatever you go through in life and still keep smiling, you make everybody wonder what you're up to. And I like that. It keeps the enemy at bay and wondering, off balance, rock back on their heels, saying, I gave him my best shot, he's still grinning. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. And that's not an original statement. Churchill said it in what was considered his greatest speech to an elementary school, and it was a simple line. He said, never, never, never give up. Don't surrender. It would be the worst thing in my mind that I can imagine to win a war and lose your family. To win a war, lose your marriage. To win a war, lose your peace of mind. To win a war and go home and not know how to deal with it. Vietnam vets dealt with that. That was their big problem. Some of them actually told me, I wish I'd died in the war instead of coming home and find out what I had to deal with. And I have to admit that I do not know some of their pain. I didn't come home to go through an airport and have people throw me. Imagine this. Most of you are way younger. All right, all of you are way younger than I am.